Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Today I'm going to try something different. Kind of the same couple techniques that I've been doing, but I'm going to combine them into one, and hopefully it's going to make us a beautiful little trinket tray. This holds about 7 ounces, so that is not actually accurate. I just remeasured it to make sure, so it's almost a cup, but it's not. But I don't want to fill it up. I'm going to be doing a bloom on the bottom, which will be our top. So there will be like 3 flowers, and I'm thinking pink, blue, and purple, and some green for like leaves and things. So I'm gonna let the bloom do its thing in the 3 ounces that I mix up, because I want just a really thin coat of, now the Fast Cure by Let's Resin. That's what I use for my blooms. It works the best. I can't find anything to work better, but we do have to bring it up to about 33 to 34 degrees Celsius, which is around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what this is for. So I'm going to monitor it. And then once I am also using the Ocean White to do my petals. But then once the bloom is done and cured, or at least good enough where I can pour over it, I'm going to do a crackle effect backing. I was inspired. I don't know if any of you have watched Petra on YouTube. Sorry, I don't know how to say her last name. It starts with a G. But she has inspired me. She does some beautiful crackle effect techniques, and I really love her channel. So Petra, if you ever watch this, you have inspired me to try. So that's what I'm going to do today. So let me get 3 ounces of resin mixed up, and then we're going to start. All right, I've got my resin mixed up, and it was at temperature. Let's make sure. Okay, it's just over 33 degrees, which is about 92 degrees Fahrenheit. So 33 to 34 is fine. That's when you want to pour it out. There's a piece of glitter. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Okay, that's when you want to pour it out. And then save some for your white. I'm just going to pour it kind of high. There's a lot of bubbles in here. I didn't run this through my machine. And I'm just going to do, it's going to fill up this outer edge and just a little over. I hope I mixed enough. I hope I did the calculations right. I always get nervous when I start pouring it. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. I only need a tiny, tiny bit for the white. And you want a thin layer. Thin layers work way better than thick layers for your blooms. Then I'm going to drop my inks first, and I think I'm going to start with blue in the center. We're going to let them spread and finish moving before we start mixing white. So I'm gonna, 1 larger and 2 smaller flowers is what I'm going for, if that works. I may be adding too much alcohol ink. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of green around, just to mimic what leaves would be. Okay, now I'm just going to let those move around while we mix up the white. 1 drop of white at a time. I guess I could do it in this cup. I got another cup, but there's no reason to do that. I'm going to keep trying to get bubbles out as I wait. So I'm just going to do 1 drop at a time on my stick until it's just past transparent. I see my green is taking over. I'm going to have to add more pink and more purple, because I'd rather have the pink and purple than the green. And if you see that happening, you know, set aside your white. Your white doesn't need to be in a hurry. That's better. All right, let me get some more white in here. This is way more white than I'm going to need, but I didn't want to make that layer too thick. That looks pretty good. Can't really see the stick, barely, no, can't even see the stick. Okay, so I'm just going to keep popping bubbles here. Hopefully I'm not ruining my mold. I hate using torches on my molds, but if I sprayed alcohol on that right now, then it would ruin everything. So I'm going to put my little bag in the cup here and pour my white inside. Don't need all of it. If you hear something in the background, that's my tumbler turner curing machine going. And my tumbler turner, which sounds like my dryer, which few people commented last time if my dryer was going. All right. I'm just going to do swirls, and let me put some more pink in here. Just going to do swirls on this one and then make my petals with my dotting tool. And let the resin move on its own. So we're just going to cut this little tip off, not over your project, and kind of test it to see how it's coming out. And then we're just going to start in here. Just gonna pull my leaves, or my petals I should say. Hope I want to swirl the center. I hope it works. I've never done 3 blooms in one. I think I'm not going to pull the other way on those, just because they're so small. I'm going to torch it again though. It's a ton of bubbles in this thick resin. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. Now with this extra white, I'm going to marble it with some Cast and Craft. I think I'll use blue today. I just drip. Anytime I have leftover white, I make a marble effect. I just drip one drip, depending on how much you have left. Kind of swirl it like that and pour it in a mold. Now I'm going to take my heat gun before I let it sit and just kind of push it and move it and let it start working. Kind of go around the edges. Try to fix this little spot here. Okay, it's out of my control now. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's set, but it's not completely cured. So I mixed up 4 ounces of my pump casting resin. This is the one that comes with a pump. You can pour it up to 1 inch deep. And I split it into 2 ounces each. One of them I'm going to tint black with my black alcohol ink. And I'm going to make it transparent, but I also want it black. The other one I'm going to use my interference green mica powder, so mostly white with a hint of green, just to tie in with the leaves if it works. And you want this transparent, you don't want it opaque if you want to use the crackle effect. You can even use clear, you can use any color you want. I just wanted a darker color to make those flowers pop, I hope. Hopefully they bloomed. That I won't know until we do a reveal tomorrow. So I'm just going on the notion that they did what they were supposed to do. This one and this one look kind of cool. This one I'm not sure about. Of course it's got to be the biggest one I'm not sure about, but I think the side ones are going to be kind of neat. So I'm just going to get this mixed up and get this one mixed up. This is, I'll link everything that I use below. It looks white, but it's going to have a hint of green. I'm going to get a good chunk in there. And we're just going to pour one layer and then the second layer and then walk away. And when it pulls towards the center like it usually does, it should make a crackle effect. Put a little more in there. See, just a hint of green. Now always mix your micas really well. You don't want any powders floating, even though it would be the back. Alright, one last stir and then we're going to dump. See, that is very transparent. Let me check it on a paper towel, make sure I don't need anything else. I should have another glove on. No, I think that's pretty good. Alright. So, let me get all my stuff out of the way here. So we're just going to get this dumped on the back. And then, once it's to the edge, we're going to dump the green in the center, kind of like in the oval shape that it already is. And then we're going to let it do its magic. That is domed perfectly. You can spray alcohol on it now if you want to pop bubbles that way. Don't torch after you spray alcohol though. All right, that's it. I'll be back when it's cured. I just got it out of the curing machine. It is still warm, but I can't wait to open it up. I was just so curious to see what happened on this side and if I got the crackle. But here's the little marble pieces that I made with the leftover white and the 1 drop of the blue Cast and Craft. So I love how those turn out. They just look so cool. So that's the extras that will go into somebody's package when they order off my eBay store. And you saw the time lapse. It was kind of neat. It stopped moving after about an hour. It got much slower at the end. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to bend this, but I can't wait any longer. So I'm going to get this out carefully and hope I don't have a fail. And if I do, you're going to see it anyway. I'm trying not to bend it. All right. Are you ready? I am. Oh, look at that. Super pleased. The crackle came out like I wanted. It's got just a hint of green. So I think next time I'll make the flowers smaller so you could see the background nicer. This one came up into the edge, which is kind of cool. There's that little flower and the purple one. I don't love the blue one, but it kind of worked okay. It's all right. I could put a little center in with UV resin and top coat it if you wanted to. Here's the side. Obviously the back we know. That is so cool. I'm going to be making more of these, so I will definitely be experimenting with different background colors because I love that crackle effect in the back of it. Okay, guys, what do you think? Please tell me in the comments. Should I do some more? Should I try different colors? Let me know. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. It was so much fun. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Bye.